Howdy folks, quick amp repair today. Busted the power switch on this Yamaha THR10. Just going to pop out the circuit board this part is sitting on. It controls the power and also the preamps. It is a bit dirty, but excuse that. So I had to take off the knob here, which is easy. It's not sitting on anything, it's not screwed down, it's literally just pressed down onto this plastic shaft on this this indexing pot. You've also got the tuner screen here, and then you tap and hold down for tuner. But the problem we're fixing today is that the switch has been broken here, so you can't turn the amp on or off. So here's the circuit board here that we have to take out. There's one screw on the top right hand side here that's holding it all in, and in theory it should just pop out. Let's see what happens. The three solder joints we need to desolder are these three right here, and if I flip this over to its side, you'll see there's the switch. You'll also notice there's a cage around it as well. I don't know whether that's for grounding or for securing it in place. So we'll have to unsolder or desolder these two grounding posts on the top and on the bottom as well. So a lot of unsoldering, desoldering to do before we remove that. I'll also remove the nut that's on here as well. Alrighty, so I got the switch out here, and as you can see, it's got this little cage around it that's grounded. Now you can't take the switch out on its own. You do have to remove the entire assembly here. So just gonna slide this out, pop the new switch in, and we'll solder it back in, assemble the amp back together. Before we plug in everything, I'll just turn it on to make sure that the new switch actually works. As funny as it sounds, I have come across faulty switches, so I'll go ahead and do that and tidy this up. I can actually see, and it was probably from the desoldering process here, you can see there's a bit of a bridge there between these two pins, just in the middle there. I'll see if I can get a close-up of that. So it doesn't look like they're touching, but I'm going to clean that up anyway, because once I seal this amp up, I do not want to open it again. So very typical. What I found was that the posts on here, even though despite the fact I ordered a PCB mount switch, not a switch that comes with the loops to put wires through, unlike the original switch here, where you'll notice it's just got these PCB posts, so you can't attach wires to this. I mean, you can, but there's no mechanical connection. So what I had to do in order to get this to work, I pulled the switch apart and I took the switching mechanism and I've assembled it, put it on here, and I did test it, and when I hook it up to my continuity meter, it works. So I'm going to kind of squeeze these plates together to make sure that the switch is all nice and secure and isn't going to fall apart, and we'll assemble it and put it back in the amp. Thumbs up for good product description. Alrighty, so switch is back in place. I haven't screwed down the circuit board yet. I'm going to kind of jiggle it a bit and make sure it's all in the right spot, because I don't want any of these solder joints to receive any stress or anything like that. So I'll screw that down. And what I've done is I've got, if you can look in here, I've got the locking washer in there, so any forces that rotate the switch aren't gonna cause any damage to the solder joints. And I've also just finger tightened the nut back on here and the washer as well to help protect the paintwork on the amplifier. Alright, so soldered up all those pads, ready to go. I'm just going to plug the amp in and test it out, make sure it all works before I assemble it, because, you know, like I said, you never really know. Alrighty, so put back together. I haven't screwed everything back in place yet because I want to test it. Now this will work unplugged because it's one of the first editions that came out, and this has the 6AA's. So I've just connected up a little patch lead, and I'm just going to test it out on here. So let's flick it on. Good sign, the amp lights up, that's good. And let's see. Oh, we're getting a signal. So awesome, amp works, switch works. Let's hope that doesn't break again. I'm going to screw the rest of the panel screws back in here and tidy this up, and I can continue using this. It's my own personal amp, so I use this for lessons and things because it's got USB out, and I can use this as an audio interface, which I use during my Zoom lessons. Hope you enjoyed this short little video. Thanks for watching.